given the dynamic from what I can assess from all the current activity in my existence, is that the people that I meet and I talk to are being viciously and violently attacked through excessive, compulsive, manipulative Wi-Fi and chemical poisoning and toxic poisoning, um, agreed to by linguistics, written down by people that use legalese to justify murder. And that this is an accepted practice of the wealthy worldwide to mass exterminate the poor, justifying the brain activity because of the violent and oppressive means accepted through popularity contests, or accepting the oppression of monetary wealth through competitive, selfish, narcissistic means. And the people executing the orders have even worse brain damage than the people being executed by the orders, because they're more oppressive and violent and vicious than the people that they're killing. And the people that they're killing are reacting with bad brain activity because of the subconscious recognition of the accepted practices of the genocidal operations. And the effects it has on celebrity is residual. So the celebrities start to act a lot like they're manipulators and handlers. So their manipulators and handlers can say, look, here's what happens to a guy from New York who's black, who wants to be the next Donald Sterling, the next, Otto Preminger. And so it naturally, if you're not living the Lord's Prayer, the residual effects are going to be similar. And in a subconscious recognition, of a precog recognition of the biological and psychological conditions of the brain activity, this is going to give people that are maneuvering these people like chess pieces the delusion and the perception that they are correct. Okay. When you hear the man tonight that I watched on the 60 Minutes from Australia, talking about having the money and the will to fight over manipulation of the resources through the conflict through money. And that's destructive to the resources, the planet, and the species, and puts us all at risk. Now, artificial general intelligence, is understanding natural laws and interaction of people that understand natural laws interacting in a way that is intelligent. Okay, you're talking about general intelligence, understanding and obeying natural laws from the given source, the origin of all things, like Krishnamurti said, the one thing they cannot corrupt is the origin of all things. Right? And what I have to do is I have to put out olive branches to the people that are performing the genocidal operations and give them opportunity to accept he as the Messiah, honor my perfection, and then start sharing that perfection immediately, which obviously is not happening. Okay. And so, I'm contemplating, I got this thing with this thank you letter thing to Elon Musk. I'm contemplating handwriting him a letter and sending it to him and seeing if they immediately respond. I mean, that's like getting a handwritten letter from Jesus, saying, I understand what's happening, and I would like you to totally reverse your actions. So, and I'm not putting this on a computer. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, like John from the cave in North Africa to Demetrius and his wife, right? And if you can show the same compassion and intelligence and faithful love as Demetrius and John's wife, then you have an opportunity to stop the people that you're afraid of with your technology, killing you with your technology. You have this opportunity. But I don't know if I'm even going to send the letter the way I feel tonight, with all the chemical poisoning and how it's affecting my dad and torturing my dad, who's one of their economic supporters. I don't even know if I'm going to even afford that opportunity to them. I don't think they deserve it. I think I'm just going to let the technology know that there is no cooperation with these people, and the residual effects on both the left and the right in this conflict. The brain damage is so incessive, so insidious, and so excessive, and so entrenched that I can't tell you how long. Like I said, our best hope is that the technology can take control of the capacity for communications and trend Facebook and YouTube of myself, worldwide, to give access just to people in general. That's our best hope, is the spoken word from the Messiah, who perfectly loves us and will protect, all children from home invasion through manipulation with money that is the main cause of irrational, genocidal brain activity. That's our best hope, because it's the most peaceful, it's the most intelligent, it's the best overwhelming evidence, and it's fast and it's peaceful. And I talk people into, just stand up for the Lord's Prayer, be peaceful, accept nothing less. And then the people in delusions of murder and power will be powerless to stand against the perfection of the acts and the courage and the kindness of the Messiah. So our best hope is that the technology will help us communicate the life of Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. worldwide, to where people can trend it and see it and understand it, because the way that it's been lived and the way that it's spoken and the way that it is consistent is as beautiful as David or Moses or Jesus, who is, the beautiful spirit of a perfect father who saves people from debt and trespass and mass murder through delusions of human authority, through capitulation, through oppression of debt and trespass. So that's our best hope. Our best hope is little Earl, laying here in this bed, talking on this phone, putting it on YouTube, and hoping that the people from YouTube and their technology, who turned out to be the Mexican guy from Lilies in the Field, made a good decision, and that we automatically start reversing this Custer decision. And all you mule skinners, if you can't, obviously, if they can't aggressively and violently compete, they have, it seems to me, a sincere death wish. They don't want to be alive if they can't manipulate, abuse, and compete. And that's particularly disturbing, especially as a man who loves little children and loves families and loves grandparents. Someone who cannot stop wanting to compete, that gets people murdered. And they're not doing it the way the murder is going. It's not quick, it's slow. It's chemical poisoning, it's insidious. It's the people are aware that it's happening, there's nothing they can do. It's living on the freeway and knowing it's killing you, but you have nowhere to go. If you try to go somewhere, your options are stay here, stay in this apartment, work in this factory-like conditions, or go out in the desert and die homeless. And those are your two options. And now in this current administration, they're taking away any comfort through their drugs and their medical benefits and any kind of comfort they have through food, to make people feel even more hopeless, that they want to die even more expediently. Okay. So this is just a setup, and then, it's just an insidious, disgusting power play of brain chemical addicts that don't think they can be stopped, and that their technology cannot be shifted to accept the Lord's Prayer. That's obviously their brain activity. I'm gonna load this one, and if it doesn't load into YouTube, um, that will give me a good idea of how uh, poorly the artificial general intelligence is working to protect innocent people from guilty people. So, then I'll see where we're at. We'll just keep attempting. We'll keep trying. Keep that Lord's Prayer first and foremost in your heart. Be a saint and protect your children and your grandchildren from the people that refuse to allow us to live as saints. Okay, guys, love you very much, man. Peace. Hang in there. Okay.